What about now?
Because the chat just said that we do not have any sound, and that is because I was muted. Well, I have muted us. I've had class all day, so when I finished the class, I muted, and then I forgot about it. So yeah.
All right. So welcome to Coding After Work. We're back
Again. Because we've been away. And also we do start the latest episodes like this, or the latest streams.
I'm hoping that there's sound now. Is it? Chat?
Yeah, please
tell us.
Fullesnavel is the sound back.
Perhaps you could unmute us there as well so we could hear it.
No, we couldn't. Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
So we have a way of testing that.
Yeah.
We have a button saying you're muted.
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
quite clear. And also, I actually checked if there was sound, but then I thought, hey, what am I doing? This is not how you test it. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. So sadly, you did not hear the theme music. So it's CODING.
No.
Okay.
No. No singing on the stream. We have been over this. We do not want to scare our friends, okay? Yeah.
And we do realize that we're probably a little bit purple looking.
Yeah.
But that's because
we are pale.
We are pale. We are.
Yes, and also
this is
we
our
have a
natural
bad
color.
cable.
No, but we actually I ordered, I think it was yesterday or 2 days back, a new cable.
Yeah.
So finally,
a depurplizer.
We are going to be able to use our new camera.
Finally. I am looking forward to that.
So while we were muted, we talked about that we've been away. We've been to Malmö, to OraDev, talk there. We've been away to Tech Bash, where you spoke and I was sick like a dog.
That is true.
So apparently I ate something that did not agree with me, so I stayed in bed.
And I'm pretty sure it was the burger, because that's the only thing I do not eat. Well, I eat burgers, but veggie burgers.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that differed.
Yeah. So I was not a happy camper.
No.
That was not enjoyable.
But that has been a theme lately, hasn't it?
Yes.
Because when we were in Gothenburg to organize and speak at Svetug, I got sick like a dog, and you got to speak. So yeah. Let's not do that again. It was not fun.
And so Svetug, when we did that one,
that's the Engstrom method.
When we did Svetug, I got the highest rank of all the speakers.
Yeah.
I was, according to the feedback, I was the best speaker there. And apparently, when you spoke, you felt like this was the best one ever. So apparently, we can't speak at the same conference, because then I don't know.
Or we can't go to each other's sessions because we might jinx it.
Yeah.
We might jinx it. We need only one Engstrom in the room at a time. That was the best I've ever performed, I felt like, in a Tech Bash. And also, it was a fantastic conference. So that helps. And they are probably celebrating Thanksgiving today.
Yes.
Which means most of our American friends won't join us. Because they will eat a lot of stuff.
Or they will join us, and they have like turkey and yam and stuff.
That's the thing. You enjoy Thanksgiving because of the turkey. And I embarrassingly enjoy Thanksgiving because of the bread rolls that are fantastic. So yeah, I'm a cheap date.
So if any Americans are watching this, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And please give me the recipe for a traditional
we're working
bread
on
roll.
It. We're working on it.
That's good. So, do you want me to share your screen, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Look at that. We have a screen. And we also have sponsors.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Progress Telerik has been a long-time sponsor, and they have decided that they want to sponsor us for the next year as well.
Which
So
we are super pumped about.
We are. And they have amazing Blazor component and
they say over 100 now on the webpage.
Look at that. Look at
that. Finally.
They have amazing Blazor component. They have amazing .NET MAUI components. They have amazing components. Let's just look at this. They have everything.
And actually, the thing I like the most, well, it's two things I like the most about Progress Telerik, and that is they are very involved in the community and they have amazing support if you run into any issues.
We also have another sponsor, If.
Yes.
And they are, I saw on LinkedIn that they are doing some campaigns right now to find students and things like that to join their team.
Nice. And they are growing. They are now over 1,000 people in their tech community. And we know a few people who work there.
We do.
Seems to be a very nice place to work at.
Yeah.
And they have also changed from 900 to 1,000 since they have been sponsoring. So, yeah.
We did that? No.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
so.
But
no. It sounded good.
Yeah. So, speaking of conferences, our conference that we are part of organizing has some speakers up.
Yes, we do.
Got a whole bunch of speakers. I am super stoked about this lineup, to be honest.
It is a great lineup.
We are also talking about doing a .NET Frontend Day in very close proximity, like the day after.
And this has not yet gone public, so this is...
I'm not saying that we're doing it, I'm saying that we're talking about it at this point.
Well, we really, really want to.
Yeah. So if you are... what we're doing right now, we are looking for sponsors. So if you want to sponsor us .NET Frontend Day, please reach out and we'll see what we can do.
Yes. That will be a great conference as well. And should I say it about .NET Conf? Because it's a new thing.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
We have done .NET Conf twice.
.NET Frontend Day.
.NET Frontend Days twice. Yes. I should know the name of my own conference.
Definitely.
Yes. It's been a long day. But this year it's something special.
Oh, okay. But I'm not sure that we are actually 100% doing that.
Okay.
I don't know, but we can. Well, but please, go ahead.
Okay, we may or may not looking into actually doing a hybrid event. So previously it's only been online. But we are looking into the possibility to actually meet up with the amazing speakers we have planned for.
Yeah. Yeah.
That will be so much fun. So it will be a busy month.
Yes. As always.
Yes.
And
all the months.
We are doing something in March as well, but I think that's too early to...
That is too early.
...to talk about.
We have booked a few speakers, but... Yeah. I mean, not speakers. Open. I haven't said anything.
There's not going to be speakers.
But March is a good month.
All right. So while I was sick as a dog,
and I was speaking.
Actually, that was the day you were working. I wasn't sick at that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
we have a office. I don't mean Jimmy and I mean the regular work I also do. For Detectify, we have an office in Boston. And Jimmy is a developer.
I am.
And cannot be left unsupervised.
True.
Because code will be written.
So I talked to our friends that we are doing.
Hey, you're on my side.
So I talked to our friends today that we had a meeting with. And we talked back and forward about the domain names and...
the secret meeting, yes.
Yeah. And one of them said, okay, so I'm going to make sure that we have the domain. We're going to buy 2 domains.
Oh, my God.
And I just said, so I'm so happy. I would love to help you, but Jessica will kill me if I buy another domain.
We have them all.
Not everyone. I
We
believe
have
2 domains were
almost
bought today,
all
and it
of
was
them.
not me.
Yeah, there is.
At least 2 domains in the world was bought today, and I did not buy a single one of them.
That is a first.
Tomorrow,
so I appreciate
on the
that.
other hand. Okay, so I was left unsupervised at the hotel, and Detectify. Let's just start. What is Detectify? What are you doing there? What's up with that?
Yeah, so I am a community manager for a awesome group of ethical hackers. So hackers that do good in the world and want to help people. And Detectify has a EASM, so an external attack surface monitoring, which you can use, kind of like you do with antivirus, and you can check for external attack and vulnerability assessments and stuff like that. And with the help of the ethical hackers, we actually build that into our product, so we can scale their brilliance in general. So right now, we are doing, in the hacker community, in the crowdsource community, we are doing an experiment where the hackers actually can build their own modules, because we build modules from what they send in and put that in to our piece of software. Now they are doing the modules themselves with the help of a open source version or similar version to our actual scanner. And that is called Ugly Duckling. And Jimmy likes code and what's left unsupervised.
Yes.
Take it away.
Your turn. And hi, Richard. Apparently, we have a little bit of problem. I see that our feature chat is not bringing up any.
It's not even. Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong one.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. Let's see if we can make it work. So what happened while I was working in Boston?
What was happening was that I wanted to try some. I wanted to understand more about what Jessica was doing for a living, basically, and since they released this tool to build these modules, I thought, hey, what would be a fun way of dealing with this? You might want to try to open that URL in that browser.
Oh, yeah.
Since you're logged in on that one. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
So I thought would be kind of fun to try out these modules. How do they work? Jessica, I've been talking a little bit about them, and I'm super curious. What is going on in
and
the?
And how can I do that in Blazor?
Well, that's the next step.
Sorry.
So the tool that we're talking about is called Ugly Duckling, and this is not a we're not going to talk about Ugly Duckling and modules and stuff like that. What we are going to talk about is how that can be implemented in Blazor, because there are some really fun things going on there. So a duck is, I wanted to find a name. That's the first thing, and I buy a domain and all of that. But
have you bought the domain?
I have not.
Yet.
So I tried to figure out synonyms to duck. And then Drake came up in my search. And I'm like, Drake? I know someone called Drake. So the alter ego of Darkwing Duck is called Drake Mallard. And Drake is a male duck. Apparently.
Who knew?
This is not something you learn in school. You learn that ducks are called duck, not male duck is called Drake. So Darkwing Duck is called Drake Mallard. So duck.
And also Drake in Swedish is fun.
Yeah, because that means dragon.
Yeah, but it's not pronounced Drake. It's called Drake, but still.
So what I did was that I created a GitHub repo.
And I'm in the way of that. There we go.
So basically, Detectify has a blog post. I wonder if Caroline is happy with ugly duckling and then a big picture of her. Okay. So they have this tool, but the problem.
Drakes and hens. Yes, we saw hens, and it makes no sense. It's already taken that name.
So if you pop into Detectify's GitHub page, and
this is the ugly duckling.
Yes. There we have an example of this, how to write a module, but I'm a .NET developer. And as you may see here, it doesn't say CS, it says Go.
Different language.
Different language. And I'm not against Go. It's probably an awesome language for those who know it. I do not. And I felt that there's some kind of hurdle that I need to get over, that I need to install Go, I need to compile it, I need to run it, and all of that stuff.
To be fair, the information and the instructions are actually on the GitHub page.
Absolutely, and I'm absolutely...
Just putting it out there.
I'm absolutely sure it's awesome, but for me, it's a hurdle.
Yeah.
I need to get over something to get this running.
So we do have a suggestion here for a name. An ugly drakeling?
Yeah, why not?
But it's not ugly, it's C#.
Quickly, buy the domain.
No!
So what I did was that I built a .NET version of it. So there are a couple of problems, but I'm not going to go into depth because it's not about the modules themselves. But I started thinking, okay, so we're going to edit, so the modules are written in JSON, we're going to edit JSON. So what kinds of things do we want? What is the best JSON editor out there? And then our friend Daniel, that we're doing the .NET front-end day together with, he asked me a couple of weeks earlier that if I knew anything about Monaco. And Monaco is the the engine that VS Code is using. And apparently Microsoft had released this, that you can use it on the web. And there's also a Blazor plugin for that.
We all like that.
We do. So this is the site that I came up with.
So we have a question from Richard Campbell, which I cannot lift in because feature chat is still not 100%. VS Code?
You're right, sir. It is VS Code.
It is VS Code. And there's actually a lot of cool things going on here because you like to try out new things.
Yes. And this
I'm
was...
again, in the way of this. There we go.
So this is why I wanted to dig into this platform, because I wanted to test these kind of new things. I wanted to test Monaco. You see that this duck is animated. I hope that gets through.
Looks like that.
That is Lottie, and it's using a web component. It's not using Blazor in this case. And there's a good reason for that, because when I reload the page, you see that the duck is there from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then everything else loads. So I'm using web components, JavaScript web components, to show the duck and load the content and then replace everything, including the duck. So the duck loads twice, basically.
Duck, duck.
Duck, duck. So one of the problems with all of this is that .NET Blazor, I should say, is using JavaScript to do HTTP calls. And JavaScript do not allow us to go cross-domain unless the server is also saying it's
You're
okay.
on my side again.
Can stand over here.
Yeah.
Unless the server is replying saying that, okay, it's okay to get this information from me, the information is going to be stopped, and JavaScript is not going to allow to
and
handle
that makes sense.
Yes, it does. It's a good. It's what's called cores. But I want it to work.
Of course.
So there are two extensions, or actually it's the same extension, but in two different stores that removes the cores check. So basically what it does is it's cores unblock. It's going to make the request. Nice.
Of course. Oh my gosh, I need to lift that in. Because now we have puns.
I like it. That should totally be the name of this one. Off, but with two Fs, cores. Missed opportunity.
Oh, yes, because it's unblocked. Oh my gosh, such a missed opportunity. Also a very bad joke.
So basically what this does is that it's going to capture the request and add the header necessary on the way back. So that's good. Where did my duck go? There. So then I can go, got it, let's go. I already installed that. So this is the Monaco browser and running in Blazor, but with JavaScript.
I'm sorry, did you say you were quacking cores? This is going to be one of those streams, aren't it?
I like it.
I like it too.
So the really cool thing here is that this is basically the full power of VS Code inside of the browser. And we can also do... I've also added a JSON schema. So let's just take a look at that really quick. If I can find my way back, I cannot.
We're covered in pun feathers. There you go.
Where's my GitHub? There it is. So basically what we have is that we have a module schema. I had no idea that this was even possible, to be honest. So that's also one of the things that I really enjoy exploring. So this is a special format that defines a property. It's a type of an object. It has, let me zoom in a little bit. It has method that is called method property that is an enum with all of these options, and oh, come on, there we go. And a bunch of different, it's a response object, must match, and so on and so on. So basically, I can do a request. I'm getting a path. In this case, I just made it very, very simple. I added a text file to this site just to be able to try it out and see if everything works as expected. So I can grab a URL. Let's grab this one. Boom. And test the module. And it basically goes in, it tests the static match, and it says, okay, vulnerability found, and a cool Lottie animation.
Yeah, and just to explain why it looks a little bit backwards, usually it's not a good thing that you find a vulnerability. But if you want to submit this module to the crowdsource, Detectify crowdsource, you do want to prove that there is a vulnerability you are helping to find. Therefore, that is a positive result.
We're scanning for vulnerabilities, and that's why that's a check and a fun animation. So the test1.txt contains data. So let's say that it should contain something else, and I'm going to run the module. Not found.
Not found. Look at that animation.
I know, right? It's kind of fun, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Let's. I got to show you the site because it's kind of fun. There we go. So LottieFiles.com has a bunch of different. Apparently, I searched for duck here.
No surprise there. Oh, look at the rainbow duck.
Let's see what we got. Look at that. Happy raccoons.
Aww. Look at that cutie with the, the what you call it, pad. Aww.
So do you think they have cats?
Of course they do have cats. Otherwise we are quitting.
Look at that. Cats.
I approve of this massive... Oh, look at that one behind me. Its little tail go... Oh, the spinny wheelie.
Is that the new loader we should use?
It is the new loader. Definitely, hands down. I've only seen that in the form of a corgi before. That is very cool.
So there's a lot of animations that we can use. Some are free, some are not. And the really cool thing with all of this is, let me see if I can find it.
Cats? Is it cats?
It is not cats.
Ah.
So the web player, is it the web player?
So what is a Lottie file?
It's a lot
Lottie?
of JavaScript.
Oh.
No, it's not JavaScript. Sorry, it's JSON apparently.
Oh.
So it's basically different kinds of animations, and there are a lot of. I can't stop saying it now.
No. I'm sorry.
There are many other frameworks that works in the same manner that say that they're better than Lottie. We at RavenDB there was one of the sessions we went to that said they said also that they were better than Lottie. I have no idea. I've heard about Lottie. I wanted to give it a try. So the really cool thing with Lottie is that if you check the code here,
there's a duck load.
Duck load. We kind of have a duck load.
Yeah.
Because if we load this one, the duck is there just for a second.
We have a duck load.
I did. So there is a progress bar with the duck, but the only so I found it on YouTube, but the only I didn't find any source, but he showed how to make one, and I just felt that no, I'm not gonna spend time on that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna show you another feature in a minute that might be worth it. So where were
intrigued. You were at Lottie.
Lottie, yeah, right. So I'm adding this script tag, getting the JavaScript inside. So this is exactly what I did in Blazor. So I'm adding that script file, and then I'm adding this tag. And this is a web component. So this is a standardized, non-Angular, framework. I only needed JavaScript and the tag. And
so I can just use that without doing anything.
Yes.
That is
as long as you bring in the whole bunch of code here.
We need to revisit our web pages.
So if
we need animations.
So if I go into to my so this is the index.html file, and here is the JSON file. The JSON schema. I'll put that in like this because I didn't find a way to import it. So this is just version 1. Hopefully I will figure out a way to use the same file. But it's basically the same file that I've just shown. So if we scroll down here, you'll see that we have Lottie player, just as they suggested, inside of the div ID app. So this is the code that is going to be shown while it's loading Blazor in the backend. And down here we have the script. So it's absolutely the only thing we need to do.
Nice.
And if we bring up a module here, you'll see that we have, where is it? It's up here somewhere, here. So if we have a vulnerability that is found, you'll see that we are showing the
Success?
Success. I think it's the other way around, isn't it? Which one is which? No, if it's not, yes, if it's found, it's this one. If it's not found, it's this one. And the cool thing here is, of course, so since we are importing the JSON schema, we are also getting IntelliSense right inside of the web browser.
That is pretty cool.
And also down here, we're saying that, okay.
I am in the way, so there we go.
So down here, we have the value, it's not accepted, valid values are, and all of that. And the other cool thing is that I can write code here. No, not code, it's status. So I can write status, and now pattern is saying, hey, you know what? Pattern is not allowed. So in this case, if I'm using status, I need to use code instead, and it needs to be a numeric value.
So a JSON schema is a way to say, this is what we're expecting or allowed, or this is what I'm basically expecting. If you're doing something out of that, you will get the IntelliSense saying that it's wrong.
Yes, because we are defining the different properties. So that's the first thing. So down here, I'm saying I have a method with all of these enums.
Yeah, which we have ourselves put in there.
Yes.
To say that those are okay. Yeah.
And if we, let me see here. So this is a match. Was not supposed to click there. So this is match. This is the same as here, right? Mm-hmm. So the matches contain match object. And here I'm saying that, so the enum is static regex status header.
Yeah.
But then I'm saying one off, and that's where all the magic happens. So I'm saying that if it's static, I need to have a pattern, and both of them are required.
Oh.
Same thing here. If I have status, I need to have code, which is an integer, and I need to have both of them.
Yeah,
that's how it knows that, okay, if I'm using status, I need to have code and back and forth.
So you can be pretty specific here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And this was also something I never worked with or even looked into, to be honest.
Yeah.
But here's the really cool part, if you ask me. If I go back to my GitHub page, so what I can do is I can copy this, can open VS Code on my computer. I have nothing in, well, I have VS Code installed. But
nothing extra installed.
I have nothing extra in this one at all. So I'm opening that one. Let me minimize this there. What I need to do is add a schema. So if I start a new module, I can add the schema and then link to my my GitHub page, and simply control space. I need to have a request. What can I do? Well, I can add a method.
I like
what could that be? Well, it's get and continue from there.
This is very helpful. Why aren't we using more JSON schemas in the world?
I had no idea that this was even possible, because all the places that I've found are talking about, yeah, you can bring in this schema and you need to go into settings or workplace, what is it called? Workspace settings or folder settings. There's a lot of tricky things going on. And then I found literally one place on the whole internet. I'm probably wrong here, but that we're talking about just adding a schema. And then they talked about, yeah, you can't do that from an arbitrary URL. You need to make sure that it's local. You need to download the JSON file. And I'm like, I'm going to try it. And it worked.
That does sound like you, though.
Yeah. But I think this is super cool.
So you were probably more productive than I was that day, even though I was the one working. Yeah, that's good.
And let's just take a look here at, so the Monaco editor, the VS Code editor, is a Blazor component that someone built.
And that's the one that enables us to code on the web that you
That's
showed.
VS Code, basically. Or
VS Code in the web. Where are we? This is...
To be fair, VS Code is written in JavaScript, so it's probably
it's
not
cool.
a super advanced thing to do, but I love that they did it.
Yeah, me too.
So basically what we got here is we have the Monaco editor, we have a little bit of setup. The most important thing is down here somewhere. It's, let me see where it is. It's the most important thing ever.
Is there a raccoon?
There's not a raccoon. It's this one.
Oh, you can get dark theme, of course.
Most important thing ever.
Got it.
But basically, we set up some options. I have a set model schema is something that I'm executing in JavaScript. That's the thing you saw with all the schema inside of JavaScript. So there's some things that doesn't work out of the box with calls directly from Blazor. But since we can do JavaScript calls anyways, it's super simple to do. So let's just let's take a look at let me see here where it is, this one. So when we change, when the model decoration changes, and the model is whatever it's working with inside of VS Code or Monaco. So I'm getting the model, and from that model, I'm running a JavaScript command called getMarkers. And getMarkers is defined in the index file. I'm not recommending doing this like that, adding JavaScript in the index file, but this was the fastest way forward for me. So here I have the getMarkers method that I'm calling, and simply running Monaco editor get model markers. That is inside of JSON, and it's just returning that as JSON. And this is a JavaScript call. So I'm calling JavaScript, the Monaco JavaScript from Blazor.
And you get VS Code on the web.
Oh, right.
That is pretty cool.
And again, with the Lottie player, so the with .NET 7, it's actually working on .NET 6 already, but with .NET 7, we got the web component feature is not experimental anymore. So I can grab Blazor and put that in a JavaScript library or a JavaScript project, so Angular, React, or anything like that. And I can take JavaScript components and just, as you can see here, just put them inside of Blazor, and it's just going to work, which is amazing.
Not that you're excited.
But I don't really see a scenario where this would be the best way to do it, because we're mixing languages and things like that. Sorry, but in this case, I didn't have to make sure that Blazor was loaded before I started using Lottie. What I could have done is I could have used this Lottie player only when it's loading, and then use the Blazor thing on the other side. But it just works.
Yeah. I like things when they just work.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we're going to show something.
I'm done with this.
Yeah. So I have a question, a very leading question that I may or may not know the answer to.
Okay.
Which version of .NET are you using?
Here, I'm using .NET 7.
Yes.
Because it's been like a week now.
So .NET 7 was just recently released.
Yeah. And I actually spent, what day is it today? Thursday.
Yeah.
I spent like 4 days converting all our projects to Blazor. Not because at work, yes, to Blazor, to .NET 7.
Did you say to Blazor? Oh, okay. They're already Blazor.
So I spent 4 days doing that, not because it takes 4 days, because we have like a gazillion web services and stuff like that. I'm just finishing the web services today, so tomorrow I'm gonna do I've done 1 website, so I'm gonna do 3 more or something like that.
And then you're fully on. Okay, we're back.
Thank you.
No, I muted on purpose. So, were there any surprises?
So far, I would say that no. It's in most cases it's just changing 6 to 7.
That's an easy fix.
But that's really, honestly, that's and updating NuGet packages. For 99% of the project, that's it. What I've spent time with is also writing tests and getting the tests running, because we have there's a kind of a cool way of mocking HTTP requests, so the tests can test a client and then run the service inside the same context, basically. I think we're going to show that on a later stream, because it's kind of cool thing to do. So that's the most of the time was actually that. The only real problem that we ran into was that we were using in, I think, like 4 methods or something like that. We used a entity framework, an entity framework component or NuGet package for batch inserting data, and that package was not updated to .NET 7, which means that I couldn't update entity framework to .NET 7, because then we would have problems. And the project that project are using is not .NET 7. So that's the real problem. They could probably be up and running, but the other project does not have that. So we basically solved it by realizing that we have probably 1,000 calls to the database. Methods that called the database. 4 of them was using this method, and we just said, you know what, we're not gonna do that.
No.
We're gonna make it right.
Yeah. So an easy migration. Was it poultry in motion? Nice. It is a fitting day to speak about fowls and poultry, isn't it? Even though we're mostly talking ducks, but I mean.
But that was...
Turkey's just a big duck, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's the best sound ever.
But it was really straightforward, and I was surprised that there were not more problems. The web project that I changed today, I ran into a little bit more problems, but it basically is that I was inheriting from a class, and some of the method had nullable parameters instead of not nullable parameters. So basically add a question mark and you were good to go.
That seems very, very modern and nice.
And I mean, it's not like the upgrade from 3 to 5 or 3.1 to 5. That was a little bit more work.
Yeah.
But from 5 to 6 was probably kind of... I remember it as a little bit more challenging, but I don't remember why. But this one is pretty straightforward.
In a while. Nice.
So since .NET 7 is released, I want to show you something that I believe that you would appreciate.
Nice.
Because you have a CSS thing.
I have a thing for CSS, that is
so
true.
let's create a new project.
I also have a thing for this cat. I mean, come on. I'm also very happy that we have that on a button. We have a cat button.
We should add some kind of music. C-O.
Oh,
D-I.
yes! Yeah, and glitter.
First of all, I'm not going to talk about that because I think we're going to do I don't know if we're going to do stream or do some videos with talking about this, but
what is this?
I'm not going to talk about the empty template.
Oh,
templates.
okay, got it. Sorry, I was confused there.
No,
I saw a cat and I was lost.
I hadn't reached the point where I was going to tell you that. So.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
But if I load Blazor, and I'm going to go with a Blazor WebAssembly app.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks awesome.
Oh, gosh.
Let's do that.
You are the worst in naming.
.NET 7, we're going to do that. Do not use top-level statements. Why in the world would you not want to do that? Okay, so this is a .NET 7 project. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to run it, see what happens.
So just out of the box.
Out of the box. See if it works. There we go. Did you see the progress?
Really thing? Yeah. I did see a progress bar.
So if I rerun it, it's going to go a lot faster.
Yep, saw it.
But it gives some kind of indication.
Well, it got stuck at 100.
I have no idea why it's doing that because
that makes no sense.
That's a little bit odd. It might be because I'm running.
I mean, I do appreciate that there's actually loading information because before, when it was very fast, you didn't know if it had reloaded or not. So it's very informative.
Yes.
But I don't know why there's such a delay on the 100%.
Yeah.
That's not
I'm running
my
inside
fault,
of Visual
not your
Studio.
fault. Yeah.
It might be if I compile it or stuff like that.
Who knows?
But here's where you will enjoy the thing. So we have an app CSS. Let's go back. Let's go to the index page first. Mm-hmm. Enlarge that a little bit. So here we have a div. Mm-hmm. This is just as usual. Mm-hmm. We have an SVG with a circle and a class and a class. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So here's where things get really cool. So you
have hyped this a lot.
Check this out. So it's using CSS variables.
I am so appreciative of this right now.
So this means that I can use this variable.
And do whatever I want.
I can use...
I can has cats.
These things, variables.
Yes.
So I can take whatever progress bar I want to use.
Like the spinning cat.
Like the spinning cat. Probably not that spinning cat, though.
Well, a spinning cat, then.
A spinning cat, yes. And simply use these variables, these CSS variables, and get things to work.
CSS variables is underappreciated, and I love it. I actually, in class today, I had a side rant about CSS variables, and we are not even talking about CSS. We're just talking about UI and UX in general, but I had to go there because it's amazing. I do appreciate that. Thank you, Microsoft, for putting that in.
I think that's a really... I can't think of a better solution to that problem than giving us the ability to use these, because it's not like it's not going to go from 0 to 100 in a steady pace. It's actually doing things to make sure it's Correct.
Yeah, and to get that out of the box is so helpful because sometimes we don't have either the ability or the resources or what have you to actually do that ourselves.
Yeah.
So to get that out of the box, thank you for doing things right.
I thought you would like it.
Yes, that is true.
Okay,
Even though it wasn't a cat.
Now it's been a week.
Since
a bit more than a week.
Since
plus an hour and a half.
Since .NET7 came out.
It's time.
Okay.
It's time.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So this is our page, which is called the NextTechEvent, which is a page built in .NET 6 Blazor.
Oh God.
Yeah, are you embarrassed?
Such an old technology.
1 week and an hour and a half, or something like that.
Probably not exactly that,
but it sounded very, very
Let's see. Here
good.
it is.
Yeah. So this is a page for either speakers, attendees, or organizers who are interested in conferences. So speakers can go here to find open call for papers. Attendees can come and search for, I want to go to a security conference or a .NET conference. Can I find any of those? And for organizers, we have a page where we see that November is a very busy month. And if I have a conference, I might not want to put it in November.
However,
December. Yeah, nothing is happening around Christmas. That is for true.
If you're American, you're probably celebrating Christmas on the 25th.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sweden,
Denmark as well.
Yeah, in Sweden and some, I think it's like a handful of
thank you for the follow.
Of Nordic countries that
No. Denmark celebrates on the 25th. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
The other way around.
So, but I think it's more than Sweden.
Yeah. We are
they're celebrating on the 24th.
Yeah, on Christmas Eve.
And so Sweden has a really odd thing that we do.
We're weird
so
people.
Basically all...
oh, no. Denmark does celebrate on the 24th. Yeah. Oh.
So basically every Swede, it's not every Swede, but it's like a crazy amount of Swedes are watching Donald Duck on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So most people go...
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Is now
most people eat lunch or something like that, or maybe they're not doing it in that order.
No, it's you can't go...
No, let's skip that one.
Yeah, because that is different.
But at, what is it, 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock, sharp. Well, nowadays it's a few minutes after, but 3 o'clock.
Donald Duck, there's
and friends.
And friends keep everyone busy for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And
this has been going on since like the 50s or something.
I have no idea when it started, but
no,
yeah.
It's early.
And Disney has tried to stop Sweden from doing this because they don't want to stop doing these kinds of Disney. So because every year,
you need to calm down.
Yeah,
take a breath.
So every year they add a little bit of extra information. So the latest
one or
Disney
two.
movie, one or two new segments in this. So there's
basically kind of like a trailer.
Yeah. And the first cartoon is the Santa's shop or whatever it's called.
Santa's workshop. Which does not make sense to us.
It does not. And there's a what is it? Is he an elf or something like that?
Yeah, he's Santa's helper.
Yeah. So he looks at they're preparing the reindeers, brushing their teeth, and all of that, and they're looking at the almanac and or the calendar and says,
tomorrow, Christmas Day.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, why? Okay, so they're busy.
It says 24, and he's lifting it and saying tomorrow's Christmas Day.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, Christmas Day is the day off. That's the day that we're playing with all your toys. But they're like, oh, they're getting busy because on the 25th, that's when Santa comes. No, wait, what? And I could not for the longest time figure this one out. This was modern time when I...
What?
Oh.
But it's still true. We do call it Christmas Day on the 25th. But we celebrate on Christmas Eve. But what we did not understand, what the hell... Sorry. Did the Santa not go out and give us presents?
Yeah.
He should be busy that day.
What is he doing?
So apparently we do not get presents from Santa because I curse on stream. Yeah. Serves me well.
Who would think I would be the proper one on this one?
Nobody. A little bit too much spontaneous. Okay, so that was a side rant about Christmas because why not? But again, this page, this is the bare minimum. We are planning on expanding this so you can actually search for maybe you want to go to a conference where it's warm or wintertime or whatever. And this actually started when we got booked for a conference in the Pocono in Pennsylvania. We had no clue if that was warm or cold. And that was the conference we just been to. So
and
Jimmy
this is how you
wanted to
do
know.
it, right? We just start a whole new project.
Yes.
This, I think this is a 12th or 13th stream about this.
I think it's more actually, but yeah. And this is apparently a little bit embarrassing for Jimmy to have that in .NET 6.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's
time.
what I figured.
It's time. So let's do it. Let's change .NET 6, .NET 7.
No .o.
No.
Okay.
Not as far as
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah.
.NET 7.
Why waste 2 more characters?
.NET 7. 7. There we go. Okay. So let's go up here. Let's go to Manage NuGet Packages.
Yeah.
Let's check for updates. There we go. Oh, we got a new interface generator. We got a little bit of... We're running an old version of RavenDB as well.
That's tomorrow's problem.
So,
One
update.
thing at a time.
See
So
if
you
we-
were searching for updates of our current NuGet packages?
Yes.
Okay, got
And
it.
if you're doing it on the solution, you're doing it for all the packages.
Nice.
All the projects. Okay, so we seem to have a little bit of a problem. The NextTech API. I think this might be a build issue, so let's build it and see if it works.
That is also very interesting, that sometimes you get issues and if you just rebuild it, it goes away. But who am I to complain?
Did it work? 3 succeeded. Okay, let's
There
run
you
it.
go. Okay.
It's running.
And we're now on .NET 7.
We're on .NET 7.
That was kind of ridiculously easy.
I mean, from 6 to 7, it's quite easy.
Yeah.
There-
And also, it's not a huge solution, this one.
No. But this is basically what I've done for 4 days. Delete 6.0.
So I could do your job.
You could. This is what I'm saying all along.
So will you take the UX class tomorrow? I can do some 7s.
Yes,
Okay.
let's do it.
Yep. That will be a surprise for the class, but sure. I think they're up for it. It's a really great class, actually.
Let's not do that. If any, no, we're not going to do that. But
I'm so going to clip this and send that to them.
it's actually this easy.
That is very nice.
As I mentioned before, there are a couple of things that changed with nullables and not nullables. But We got a bunch of new components that we can use, but we don't have to use them.
No.
I saw.
Yeah, and if it's a new component, we don't have them already, so there's nothing to update there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's I did do some. I watched Steve Sanderson talk about this. So I'm still a little bit jet lagged. So I might have watched this during the night. But there are custom elements. Custom elements. I said web components, but it's actually the same thing. It's web components, but custom elements is part of web components. So, but when Blazor talks about it, when we talk about it in the context of Blazor's custom elements, we got a new empty template.
Is it empty?
It's almost empty.
Oh, I appreciate that.
We can take a look.
Oh, we can? Because the template that we have had before comes with a less than pretty interface.
Yeah, so let's go with WebAssembly.
Well, it depends on what you like, of course, but it's still there. And we also get a lot of data and stuff like that.
Let me see here. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I just saw when you were loading, .NET 7 is a standard term support, and
Yes.
.NET 6 and 8 and every even number is a long-term support, right?
Depends on how you think about it.
Okay.
Because even...
Oh, come on!
But yes. Even is the exception of that rule.
Okay. But 7 is not, so yeah.
So this is... so we got let's go through the list here. We got custom elements. We got empty template. Improved hot reload.
Oh, yeah.
Still have yet to see that one. We have location changing and navigation lock things. So these you can use, for example, if you're navigating from the page, if you're just going to something else, you would get a notification and you can do something about that. You can say, hey, stop, you haven't saved or something like that. So that's one of them. If you're navigating to completely other sites, that's the location changing. The navigation lock is if you are navigating inside of the same site. So if you're navigating to another page inside of the same site, you can still stop and say, hey, you know what? You haven't saved. You should do that first.
Yeah. No, it should be auto-saved, but sure. We can have...
Or whatever it may
You
be.
forgot to look at this cat page as well.
Exactly. You still have cats unlooked at.
Yes, exactly. Internet still have cat pictures you have not seen.
We have some bind enhancements with, for example, if you type something into text box, you can do something after you have done that. So you can run a method or something like that if you want to.
Okay.
We have the quick grid, which is...
right, I've seen that.
It's experimental because they want to be able to change that later on. But it's working and it's a great grid. I'm thinking about, because there are some things that it doesn't have that my grid has, the Blossom Components grid. So I'm thinking about taking that grid and using that inside of
Blossom.
Blossom.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet, but it has a lot of awesome features that would be really nice to have inside of the Blossom components. And it has it's very performant and all of that. But there's some things that I would love to add, or I'll just talk to Steve Sanderson and see if he can do that.
Can decide for you.
Yeah. So there is fixes and optimizations. You saw the loading progress.
Yes, I did.
There are multi-thread in alpha, so it's not really
Done.
it's a preview of what is coming in .NET 8, basically.
Yeah.
Dynamic authorization, faster AOT code. That
So AOT is ahead of time compiling.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm super stoked about that one as well. Improved debugger, crypto algorithms, and stuff like that. I haven't looked at what is coming for WebAssembly. The last couple of things was for WebAssembly only.
And you found that on the .NET Conf.
Yes, I did.
And here is a URL to .NET Conf, because that is a very good conference, especially if we can see all the new cool stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, Steve Sanderson is always really good.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like him. Okay, so this is the empty template. So we have an index page, and it says "Hello World."
Yeah,
Pretty empty.
I can get on board with that. Definitely.
There are imports, so this is these things you want to have up and running. There's app, so this is the router and all of that stuff, and this is basically things that you want in a Blazor app as well.
Yeah.
We have the main layout, same thing here, pretty clean. We have the program, which is just setting up everything, so 11 lines of code here. And we will have the index page, pretty empty as well. It has the error handling and stuff like that, and the app div. And then we have a CSS that basically only have the Blazor error UI.
Yeah.
And it does not have the progress bar.
Oh.
Not even the progress bar, I should say. So it
is fairly empty template.
It's fairly empty.
Yeah, let's call it
definitely.
a fairly empty template.
I don't think they could have done it. I don't think they could have removed anything more without sacrificing the user experience.
Yeah.
Because in the end...
we need the error information and stuff like that.
Yes, and this one, error boundary, is a built-in component that needs these kinds of information.
Yeah. But what we do not get, which I'm very happy about, is...
Do not say the counter. We like the counter.
You like the counter. We don't get the weather data, and we do not get the purple thingy gradient stuff on the left side as well, which you have to remove every single time.
The Drake demo is built on the empty template.
Nice. That's why the purple wasn't there.
Yes. And not the side menu at all.
A wild thindle appears, and you use impressive code. It is super efficient. Effective, not efficient. Oh, reporting in straight from DreamHack Winter. Nice of you to join us then. Is it fun? Of course it's
I've never
fun.
been to DreamHack. Have you been?
No. Of course, it is fun. Look at that. Yeah, of course. You're there, right? So, what's not to like?
Yeah, so
Nice.
that's basically...
We have .NET 7, the things.
We have .NET 7. We talked about Drake. We talked about ducks.
A lot of ducks and mallards and hens and big ducks, which is turkeys. And today is the turkey day, so there you go. There you go. No kittens. We did. Can you please show Lottie again? We do have kittens. I actually, I had that kitten or cat maybe because it's awesome. But we found a lot of cool stuff because Jimmy was trying out Lottie files for the animations. And they have, you see the yellow, no, the top one and the third from the left.
This one.
Yeah, that is my spirit animal. Look at that. Look at that. My spirit animal. But also my very favorite spinner of all time is below here. Look at those kitties go. Whee! Yeah, I'm easily entertained when there's cats involved. I think the blue one on row 23 is mine. On row 2. The blue one, oh. The blue one on row 2. Oh yeah, look at that. It is so fun.
But have you seen this one?
Yeah.
You're talking about 404 pages.
Gimme! We need to have that. We need to implement that on our 404 page. Are these free? Some are free.
Yeah.
Some are not.
I just have to try this.
Yes, please.
Let me see.
Meow not found. Oh, yes. Look at this. 404 meow not found. How perfect is that?
Let's see. I'm just going to copy this. Copy the URL. We're using a little bit of code here. There we go. Boom. Copy. And there we go. Okay. So in Blazor, we have the app. And here we have, sorry, there's nothing at this address. So let's remove that and simply put our Lottie player inside there. So again, this is a web component or a oh god, I'm blanking here. What did I say it was called? Custom element.
Yes.
So let's load. Let's run it. So we have a duck.
Yeah, which is also a Lottie file.
We have
a free one.
Visual Studio Code inside of the browser running in Blazor. So let's type something else here. Boom. And 404.
Yes! I approve of this message. We need to make it bigger though. And maybe centered.
Centered I cannot help you with, but bigger I can.
It's perfect.
Nice.
and Tyndall says, damn you, now you got me looking for Kitty 404s on Envato. Envato is a really great service. We have a subscription there as well. You can find so much fun stuff, and you can spend weeks on that page.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, there he is. Whoop, there he is.
Oh, we also have a link to... Oh, look at that! That is also a Lottie file, which is a 404 kitty, which is so cute. You need to see if you can find it. Can you add cat to the 404? Because it is super cute. Look, there's so many! Aww.
He's doing magic. There, no, that was the other one.
There it is. Look at that, the left one.
Oh, that one. Okay.
So cute. Oh, and the one who's stuck in the 0. We need more than one. We can just cycle through them.
You're so easily entertained.
I know.
There's a cat.
I know. That is so true. Oh, wow. That is a missed opportunity. 50% lifetime off. That is perfect because Envato is a really great service. You can find videos and music and what have you.
PowerPoint templates, everything.
Anything, literally.
For our Married Geeks Twitch channel, the music comes from there, for example.
We do. So he says, I think I'm going to make a stop poking me page for people trying to access post endpoints with GET requests. Yeah, go for it. And also thank you to Jokan for showing us the awesome cat. And the reason I'm not lifting your message in is because the featured chat that we are using works sometimes, and for some of the I don't get all the chats in that software, unfortunately. So it's not me who's picking out. Sometimes is more than none of the time. That is true. We have had issues where none of the time has been the pace it's been working, but we do know that the developer is doing this on their spare time. This is a free service, and they are working on it, so we can't really complain about it.
Yeah.
What's Monaco? Tyndall asks. Well, step into my office. Actually, step into Jimmy's office, because that's what he's done.
So Monaco is a city, I believe. Is it a country? What is it?
I think it's a country.
I don't know. Okay, so we don't know. No, but
They're
Monaco...
rich there, though, and there's a Formula One race.
It is. There are. Do you know how I know that?
No.
Iron Man 2.
Oh, got it.
I think it's there at least. Let me see. Let's go for Blazor Monaco.
It's a sovereign city-state. There you go.
So Monaco is the editor or the engine that VS Code is running. And there is a person that I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of, Serdar, that has done a Blazor implementation of that. So basically, it's loading the JavaScript. So we simply by adding a little bit of JavaScript here and
hey, Stacy.
Kind of a lot of JavaScript, to be honest.
Which I cannot lift in either. But hey.
We can simply use a Blazor component and load the Monaco editor. So if we go to, what is my URL? There it is. No, not that one. Okay, I can find it from there. I just saw it when I clicked enter. So if we go here, you see that we have Monaco or VS Code loaded inside of Blazor, and we have full intelligence of the JSON,
which is really cool.
And even so, this is
that's not how it's pronounced. That's Swedish. No, it's not.
That's Danish.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
So the really cool thing here is that with the JSON schema, we can say that certain combinations of the schema is working. So for example, if I choose status here, you see that pattern turns yellow, saying that, hey, you know what? You cannot have pattern. You need to have code instead. And we can fix the problem like that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And we can use Lottie files here as well. So if I run this, it should not work. It's a vulnerability not found because I'm getting a 200 response back. So if I change to 200 and I test it, it says
Yay.
Found.
So Tyndall says awesome, followed by but it doesn't support nodocs. And nodocs.
Or is it that you're not supporting VS Code? Is that the problem, perhaps?
That one backfired a little bit. Definitely. So no-docs is actually a way to not accidentally doxing your information in Visual Studio that Tyndall has kindly made available.
Oh, I reinstalled Visual Studio because otherwise I would have it installed. You see, here this part would be hidden. So I actually, yeah, all the extensions are gone.
Okay, so I need to address this. Tyndall says vulnerability. Good happy green checkbox does not compute. No, it does not. Because what we discussed before you arrived was that this is actually a way to build modules for an EASM. So an external attack surface monitoring piece of software. So before we submit this as a vulnerability, as a module, we need to check that it actually finds vulnerabilities. So this is for good. We just want to know if there is, if we can find this vulnerability. In that case, our friendly neighborhood crowdsource hackers or ethical hackers, they send that in to us at Detectify, and we will put that into our software. So they will help make the world a better place. So that's why we are actually looking for a hit for a vulnerability. And there will apparently be an update for no-docs.
Cool.
Real soon. Nice.
And now I have it installed, but I need to restart everything. That's a really odd thing that I have to restart Visual Studio because I've installed the plugin. That must be a solvable problem.
XML performance is up like 20 times. But the JSON is a bit fiddly still. But it's coming.
And when is the VS Code version? When is that done?
Next stream? No?
It's
actually, I'm not in Sweden next stream, so. Or is that the week after? No, that's the week after.
Yeah.
I'm going to my first cybersecurity event. I'm going to Black Hat in London. Looking forward to that.
And I'm staying home.
You are. You're not my plus one, and I'm not speaking at a conference. I'm actually working at a conference. I was going to say for once, but then I organized like 3 conferences, so maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you really should make a VS Code version, because people like me who actually likes working in Visual Studio over Visual Studio Code over Visual Studio.
So there, I've actually built a plugin for VS Code, and it's not. So it's JavaScript, first of all, with its own problems.
No, you have problems with that.
And but it's doable.
You just need to figure out the extension model for it.
And to be honest, Visual Studio's extension model is not easy. At least I don't think so.
Oh no, you missed the pre-order for Svetug. We had early birds, but we had a limited amount. Sorry about that. You can always volunteer. Am I recruiting?
Why not? We need more.
There you go. Well, it could be worse. It could be one of those conferences that is like $2,000. So there you go. Oh, also, I was serious about if you want to volunteer, just let me know. Or any of us. You don't have to buy it for full price then. But you do have to work, but it's fun work, so. There you go. Ooh, look at that. Someone is going into public speaking, I think.
Oh.
Because Tyndall needs to figure out something that someone might be interested in and then asking you very nicely if you want to see me make a fool out of myself on stage. No, what are you talking about? You stream all the time. That's just a live stream with real people.
The real...
You will be fine.
So many people that are speaking, that are public speakers, are very nervous about speaking because the audience is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But the truth is that no one wants to see you make a fool out of yourself. They want you to succeed, and that's always the case.
Actually, to a fault sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I used to have some of my slides completely black, because if I'm talking and I'm not talking about anything on the screen, I turn the screen off. But if you do that in a room of a couple of hundred developers who is very tech savvy, they will run up to stage trying to give you a new cable. Mm. And they just wanted it to go well.
To be fair, they had a little bit of trouble in that room, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But still, they want to help, and they were fast about it. And everyone was like, do you need something? Can I help? Should I go get someone? So I kind of scared people. So they are usually very, very nice.
This slide was intentionally left black.
Yeah, exactly. I started to put in a cat or something like that instead. Or have some patterns, or, yep. Been there, done that. Shouldn't scare people. That's not the only one I have scared on stage. Remember my first international talk?
MDC?
Yeah. So, first ever international conference. One of the most hyped conferences we have in at least the .NET sphere, I would say.
That was NDC Oslo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of took it too far, I think. At least if you ask the two women, I scared a little. Nice scared. It wasn't, they didn't pee their pants or anything, but they were very embarrassed for me, because I was making a point during my talk, because I was going to talk about distractions when I got around to it. And so what I had on my slides were notifications that looked identical to the Windows notifications, or rather the chat messages you see in Windows. So it popped up, and it started with kind of innocent, like, hey girl, and then a little bit later they want to get drunk tonight, which is funny because I don't drink, and then it progressively got worse and worse, and I think one of the messages said things like, don't tell me you went to that crappy NDC conference, or something like that. And the two women up front, they were first were like, ha ha ha. And then they were just freezing. And then they started to look down like this and trying to catch my attention, which was super hard to not look at them. And at one time, one of the women, she sat almost on the floor. She was so embarrassed for me. And then I come to the actual distraction part, and I said, did anyone notice my notifications? And you see, like, they were both relieved and hated me at the same time. So I kind of stopped doing that.
And I believe you had the same talk, or the same, not the same talk, but kind of the same talk, while you had a sign thingy.
Oh yes, no, that was a different talk. I talked about inclusive design and things like that, and I got a bad evaluation, and from one person. A lot of people really loved that talk, but this one person was very irritated that I took it so far that I actually had the distracting sign language interpreter there. Just so happens that we actually had a person hard of hearing in the audience. So, yeah. There you go.
You're too inclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, you don't have to make the point that bad. It's distracting to have that person standing close to the stage, and yeah, not a fond memory for. Well, I'm a little bit. Not only did I get a bad grade, which we of course disregarded, but still, why would that irritate you to that extent that you actually are so annoyed that you're writing it down if someone actually need that service? I cannot.
I'm assuming that I'm assuming that they assume that it was not something that someone needed.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
I mean, if I wanted to have something distracting, I would just have someone
jumping around in a raccoon
step dancing. Yeah, exactly, or dancing.
So do you need any distractions anytime soon? No.
Do you have a raccoon dress?
There might. So again, a little bit jet lag.
Oh no! What have you ordered?
I have not ordered anything yet, but there is a raccoon onesie.
There is a raccoon onesie. Are you getting it?
There's soon Christmas.
I have a giraffe onesie, which was on stage together with Stacy. You need to do a remote co-stream with those married geeks building Lego. Yeah. Furry Marcus. There you go. What did you see a picture of? Let me see if I can lift this in. There we go. I saw a picture today of a raccoon in a raccoon-shaped cookie jar.
This kind of sounds, I don't know.
Yes, and we have done streams together on the Lego channel. So we have another channel called Married Geeks. And Stacy also streams Lego, and she will actually start to stream code very soon.
Cool.
Yeah. That was a super fun stream.
Venom, right?
Yes. Venom and...
No, you did Carnage.
Yeah, I did Carnage. She did Venom.
I looked over. The Carnage is actually over there.
Yeah, which is a little bit frightening when you go up during the night. So there's that.
Right.
Yeah. Is it time?
Is it time?
It is time. I think we're even 4 minutes over. So there you go.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Tyndall is actually going to stream on sorry, I need to lift that in because Tyndall is going to stream from DreamHack.
Ah, cool.
So that's cool.
Are you streaming on Twitch? And if you're not following Tyndall, you should definitely do that on Twitch.
Oh my gosh, Richard! Is it time to get the duck out of here? So there's been a duck theme on today's show for sure. Yeah, Tyndall is streaming on Twitch. Cool. Nice. So now you know where to go. Because he hasn't started yet, so we can't rate him.
And Richard, we haven't talked to you about this yet, but we are talking about doing a New Year's special as the last year.
Yes.
So we're hoping that you would be able to join us because that would be so fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should send invites now so we actually don't forget it. Yeah, sign me up. Awesome. Let's collect the gang and do a fun little New Year's show when that time's come because it is almost December.
Yeah. And it's like 1st of Advent, like
this Sunday.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, this Sunday. They are already starting to sell Christmas trees this Sunday. No, you cannot have a Christmas
Christmas tree, you
right
say?
now. We need to clean a little bit first. I'm sorry. We need to unpack our stuff we bought in the US before that. Okay, that's my. That's my. I'm putting my foot down here.
All right.
There you
so thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And do we have someone to raid, perhaps?
Do we have?
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing? That
I don't know.
should be a thing. But I am in the wrong mode. Let me see. Where is the correct mode? Oh my gosh.
I have no idea. One of these days we will learn Twitch.
Well, the problem is that we've been away most of November. Creator dashboard. Look at that. First of all, I should have been here from the beginning. Raid channel. Let's see if someone is online. Is there nobody online? Oh yeah, we have Jessica Mark, who's doing software and game development. So
that sounds fun.
Let's do that. And take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.